Okay, let's get it. No traes ni nada.
Salud.
Salud. Let's go, Cesar.
That song never gets old, bro.
It doesn't get old. I hope it doesn't get old for you guys in the car, in your headphones, wherever y'all listening to. Look at us. Antes tomamos un chingo.
Una chelita. One or two, ¿verdad?
I remember when we watched the Mexico game live the first time, nos chingamos un seis.
Nos chingamos un seis. I was a little tipsy by the end of it, pero...
Ahora agüita.
Pura agüita, pura sparkling water a veces.
Nos estamos cuidando.
Sí, es que we gotta get ready for next summer, bro. The next summer body.
Desde ahorita empieza, ¿verdad? Sí. I said this year, last year. Now it's next year. Right. So a ver qué. But welcome back, folks. Episode 122 of Goal Sided. A big shout out to you guys. We're past 150 subscribers, on our way to 160. So if you guys are tuning in right now, if you haven't heard of us before, if you're not following us, please subscribe to us wherever you're listening to us. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out so that we can be seen. We see more and more people talking to us on social media, on everything. So we really appreciate you guys for helping us grow. Everyone knows the big thing that happened yesterday. A whole bunch of stuff on the agenda. La Selección de México played versus U.S.
Or Tuesday, because this one's going to come out Thursday.
Oh,
right?
True. Yeah, today's Wednesday. So on Tuesday, La Selección de México played versus the U.S. Mexico won. We'll talk about that. There was Nations League in Europe. There was CONMEBOL qualifiers and this amazing international break. A whole bunch of everything that kept us busy this midweek, which was dope, not just on the weekends. And we'll get into it.
For real, I'm like, yo, international break. Right? And I think it's more because, Mexico kind of been sucking. Yeah. So it's like, it's stressful.
You don't even want to watch
that way. But if I take Mexico out, like, CONMEBOL was crazy over this week. And then, the Nations League had some bangers there. Even CONCACAF, like Guatemala, I know, unfortunately, they didn't make it. But, there's plenty of soccer that's really entertaining. As long as you don't watch Mexico or Mexico.
Now, ahora te callaron.
Tuesday, yeah.
After this time, they te callaron ahora sí. So we'll get right into that. So yeah, Mexico versus U.S., los eternos rivales. They're calling it El Clásico del Norte or something like that now. I think they're trying to like brand it.
Dude, when are they not? Yeah.
Back in the day, I swear they had some other names to it. But Mexico wins 2-0. They do an homenaje to Andrés Guardado. I swear like Chivas got in and did some homenajes to players like to Chava Reyes and to I forgot to who else.
At that same time?
Yeah, I think they like piggybacked on it because it was at El Acron. But I didn't really get too much detail on it. But yeah, Mexico wins 2-0. Andrés Guardado gets his goodbye as he deserves.
At the 18th minute coming out.
Oh, damn, that's pretty cool for his number. Yeah. And then Luis Romo came in for him.
Yeah, correct.
At first, when I tuned in, I was like, why is Luis Romo already warming up? I was like, hey, se va a cansar. Espérense.
Hey, but for real, it means that, Andrés Guardado was doing well in the game. Like, no se le notaba que he was retiring or que...
Imagine, though, that full, like, if they got scored on 5 minutes in and then Javier Aguirre's like, you know what, like,
sáquenlo de una vez.
No, I need somebody, but póngalo delantero. Que no que vaya a estorbar allá. No.
Mosca.
But he was holding up.
Yeah.
We all know he has the talent. He was just in Betis. If you were just playing for Real Betis, starting some games, you have the talent to hold up for a half or 20 minutes or something. So.
Yeah.
Se le veía el talento. But we got a golazo de Raul Jimenez. The tiro libre, we'll talk about it. We got a goal de Chino Huerta off of a good hustle, something that we'll talk about. I don't think we've seen for a while out of Mexico. But yeah, just Mexico's first win versus the U.S. since 2019.
Damn.
Crazy. First win for Mexico versus U.S. in Mexican soil since the World Cup qualifiers in 2009.
That one was wild.
15 years.
It was the Miguel Sabago.
Oh, was it that one?
Yep. That was where he almost tore his leg in the celebration.
Yeah, for real, huh? Israel Castro's banger of a goal right before.
Yeah.
That's crazy. For real. Charlie Davies scored a goal, and then he went and celebrated at the corner. He got like fucking everything thrown at him.
Yeah, and that was when Mexico played at noon in that high altitude.
That's what everyone's saying in those throwback Twitter videos. Everyone's putting videos of Mexico playing in El Estadio Azteca, how Toluca would play right at fucking noon, and the heat would just kill your opponent, and like the legs give out.
Yeah.
But not happening anymore. But since then, Mexico lost a friendly versus the U.S. in Mexico, the first time, even non-competitively, they lost to the U.S. in Mexico. They still haven't lost in a competitive match. And then they've tied 3 times in a row in Mexico since 2009.
Wow. Yeah.
Bit crazy. That's what we've been saying, right? Like, I mean, stop with the moleros in the U.S., go back to Mexico, reward the fans there, give them a good spectacle, take the advantage of the altitude and the heat and the travel time that the U.S. has to do. Why do you make it so easy and play in the Rose Bowl? They love it there.
Or like in Glendale where they have AC in those stadiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go back to your roots, man. Like show him what it's like to play Mexico against una afición that isn't like jolly and happy to be there. It's like they're there to watch their team win, to make it hostile for the opponent.
Yeah, it's like not a baile. It's not a freaking jaripeo where everyone's pulling up with the bottle. Like, no, people are there to watch the match.
Correct.
Right. And that's maybe that'll put us right into it. El Acron was bumping. It was popping. It was cool that they gave everybody flags. I feel like that made it like
with a lot of sponsorships, man.
There were so many sponsors on it. But I feel like it like motivated people to like not just be sitting there, but like waving the flags the entire game.
To feel, the atmosphere.
They had the sonido del estadio telling them the chants to do and stuff. It kind of felt like El Estadio Jalisco back in the day.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was popping.
Yeah, it seemed kind of like Poppy's, kind of like where the MC is always like trying to get the people going.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Atlas.
It wasn't organic.
Correct.
100%.
Correct.
Like they were making them do the chants that like Dale Mexico.
Yeah.
And I was like looking for las barras, right? La porra, like los hinchas de Mexico. But Mexico doesn't really have that. Where at a national team game, there's like the Cruz Azul's hinchas, right? Or Chivas' hinchas, los de la América, like the hardcore fans. It's just a whole bunch of people that love Mexico, love Mexican footy, but like nobody's doing chants like they do in Argentina or at the English football when England national team plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gave Poppy's vibes. It gave the vibe. And I knew beforehand when they were sold out, I was like, this is the rich fools from Guadalajara. Mm-hmm. That are trying to go to a selección game, and they finally got it in town.
Well, not only the rich foes, Chivas abonados got first dibs on the tickets.
Which I mean, it's cool.
It's a lot of Chivas fans that went to that Mexico game.
Yeah, maybe we'll get right into it before we get into specifics because I was gonna go right into Alexis Vega. Okay. But give me your overall reactions from anything: the atmosphere, the ambiente, the performance, the Mexico, U.S.'s performance. What are your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was great. I mean, overall, the U.S. men's national team was a bit weaker. This was their B to C team, but I think Mexico still did what they needed to do. Right? They came out strong, wanting to win, being physical, attacking, defending well. Cesar Montes and Johan Vasquez are great at the back. Malagon was good. Atmosphere was great, like you mentioned. And I just feel like overall it was like the best night Mexico has had in a cool minute, in a while.
Yeah.
And it was, if before these 2 games they wanted to reconnect with La Afición, that game against the U.S., I think they definitely did that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's the best possible night they could have had. Like, it could have been, like, they could have almost given up a goal at the end when it started getting a little bit sloppy.
Yeah.
They could have definitely conceded early, and it could have gone really bad with afición getting booed and then, like, just turning into mayhem.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I thought it was pretty Mexico fashion. It was, they got a free kick. They got a balón parado. and they get a worldie out of Raul Jimenez.
Right.
And then the second goal, just pure hustle.
Yeah.
So I was
And
like, it had to be that way.
Yeah, it was spearheaded by the great moment that Raul Jimenez lives in, right?
Like, that dude jugó a lo que él quería, güey.
Yeah,
Like,
he looked like he was just out there having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the
the
full
old
Rabona, he had like a media tijera, media chilena.
Yep.
He was like, I think, in all honesty, I think Raul Jimenez came out to show the Mexican people that he's like at a good level.
Yeah.
He's like, aquí estoy. And like, I know you guys are bummed that Santi's out, but don't forget, I was number one before.
I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to say Raul Jimenez, there's the Fulham doing that back heel assist against Manchester City. Now he's like, yo, like, I'm really happy I'm playing the way I'm playing after all of what happened at Wolverhampton, his injury, that now he's like worry-free. Like, I'm just going out there and I'm going to show you what's up. Y se me van a dar las cosas. That free kick, we've never seen a free kick that Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, everyone was like, I don't think we've seen him even take one.
Right. Like, why is he grabbing the ball and getting ready to do this free kick? A ver qué trae, a ver. Chinga. He really scored it. And it was a banger, too.
It was on the lefty side, too.
Yeah, y le pegó a Tim Ream, which le rozó en la cabeza.
Oh, it touched him?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
shit.
It's like, even to that little detail, it's like, yo, everything's going right for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it couldn't have landed in a better match for Mexico than that match against the U.S.
And they 100% needed it,
yes.
Especially after somewhat of a debacle against Valencia. They were up 2-0, and then the second half, como que se les va la onda, and then they give up 2 goals, right? And they got booed out of the stadium in Puebla, and they had to show up. They had to do something different versus the U.S. We talked about it, like you should not be losing to the U.S. in your soil, and that's why you went back over there to show them what's up in your soil. I know Pochettino is world class, but they had to win, and thankfully they did. It was all hustle, and like it was a lot on the back of Raul Jimenez, because I think if he didn't score the goal, if he didn't hustle on that other goal, who knows if we would have gotten a regular Mexico match where it's like nomás no entra el pinche gol.
Yeah,
right. But Dona, by an amazing shot, free kick, and the other one, he should have scored it, and then pure hustle wins it back over Tim Ream, and then Chino Huerta gets an easy goal, like an amazing cutback, and scores it. But like, I think it was a lot on Raul Jimenez's back, and I'm excited for the moment that he's in his future now.
Yeah, and I know people are gonna say, "Yo, this was the B squad, the U.S. national team," but like I remember a few years ago, like we couldn't even beat their C squad.
Yeah,
Conti más their B or A squad.
I think they drew against the BC squad with Sendejas like starting a couple years back.
Yeah, and it's just like now after this game, all right, we beat their C squad. We beat them comfortably 2-0 with the clean sheet at the back. It's like, ¿qué más quieres de Mexico right now? This is the best we could have hoped for.
Yeah,
and it gives us hope going into the future.
Yeah, there's not too much to really be upset about, or like to really be like, oh no, like Martinoli vibes, and be like, no, this shit sucks, right?
Yeah.
But to your point, the BC squad of the U.S., because Pulisic, Ricardo Pepi, McKennie, and the 2 other fools, I think that new dude from like the Belgian league, I forgot what his name is, Messi or whatever, they picked up injuries in the past match, light injuries that apparently also got aggravated, or new injuries in training, because they're saying that Pochettino's intensity is like another level, and that he's got these fools in practice going 110% hardcore all the time, and that it's led to some injuries. I don't know if clashing or just like muscle, but that was interesting to see, because yes, you lose those players, but then I'm like, the rest of the players did not play like they've been training that hard, like that.
Yeah.
I would have thought, even if you take them out, the guys that are right behind them that are also training that hard, they would have come out and smacked Mexico in the mouth, or at least showed up with that intensity. But a lot of the players look sluggish. They did not. Tim Marine probably had the worst game he's had in a while.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because he was teammates with Raul Jimenez for a cool minute at Fulham. And Raul Jimenez le dio la madre, like hard.
Anthony Robinson was there too, right?
Yeah, Anthony Robinson was there.
I mean, he didn't have a good night. Yunus Musa didn't have a good night. It's just I feel like Pochettino has some work cut out for him if this is that half of the team or bench side of the team. Porque like you're saying, they look sluggish. They look like they had no idea. The center midfield was completely overran.
And Pochettino's Argentino, so I know he's a European coach, but like he understands the weight that Mexico has in the Americas. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's coming to CONCACAF and probably doesn't know a single thing about anybody. He at least understands Mexico, I think.
Yeah, and understands Javier Aguirre.
Oh, for completely. Sure. Yeah. They share a lot of similarities in Europe, and they're respected in their leagues in Europe. So like this probably burns a little bit.
It stings for sure.
Especially la primera pérdida, he's got to go into that locker room and be like, you guys, this is not the level I'm accustomed to, and I'm not going to accept this. And guess what? I don't think I'm going to see like 5 of these guys, at least, ever called up again. Yeah. Under Pochettino.
And it's a 2-0. Remember that.
That's what I know. I was like, damn, we're close. Mexico's close to getting a third, but I was like, should they just leave it 2-0? It's a nice turn of the wheel there for Mexico to get a little bit of some revenge, and it's good for the rivalry.
It is. It's amazing because I think of Christian Pulisic back home.
Pissed.
Yeah, looking at the score,
he's like,
looking
God
at the game.
Dang it.
And I'm sure he's mad. I'm sure he's really pissed, especially how they treated Cendejas.
I know. Let's get right into some of the specifics. So Cendejas goes at it with El Stitch Angulo, who, if I had to say why is anybody there that shouldn't be there for Mexico, probably be El Stitch again. But they get it, and they go at it. They get a little tumble, and then it looks like maybe Cendejas might have gone a little bit too much physical in there, and Stitch like throws a kick. Right? Do you see it on the ground? Como que le hizo like así un poco.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And that triggered Cendejas when they got up. Okay. And then they like butt heads against each other. Yeah. You don't do that against players that you've never met. So I feel like, especially because I didn't see anything, but I think it's coming from Liga MX.
Yes.
I think they've had too many playoff matches against each other. And I think Stitch le quería cobrar una. Cendejas is not going to back down. Chiquito pero picoso.
Oh, yeah.
And your boy Edson.
My boy Edson comes in with like a weird grab him from the neck, throw him down to the ground, and that fool just tumbles.
Because Edson's always the tough guy, the guy that comes in to like poner su ley and be like, hey, don't touch my guy, right? But then...
Which I love about him, right? We need one of those players at least.
In this one, it seemed like he was coming up to do that. But then he just like wrangled him, and then vámonos, sácate de aquí. Y lo aventó, and then I mean, at that point, just shoving match. But I thought that was interesting. Edson, an America legend. Would you put him as a legend?
Yeah, America legend.
And then Cendejas trying to make a name for himself with America right now. It's gonna make those America family reunions awkward.
Yeah, which is funny as well because at the end of the match, there's some pictures or there's some video of Malagon and Cendejas taking pictures.
Oh yeah,
being really close, and then also Stitch is there, and they're like hugging it out at the end of the match.
Ahí se acaba, no? It's like Sunday League, dog, right? I mean, I feel like Sunday League it's even harder to leave it on the field because you're like, nah, bro, I don't like the way you look, right? And I don't watch you on TV every day.
But no, I mean, it's all of it. I guess at the end of the day. There's always going to be that rivalry, but I mean, Cendejas has a lot of friends or teammates or from the Mexican side because he plays in Liga MX. But yeah, I mean,
ex-Chivas, ex-Necaxa, now at America. He's got the homies.
But moments like that is what make that rivalry like bigger.
Yeah. I'm glad Cendejas is getting his name out there. He got a couple good passes out there, too, in the match.
He got a great pass. He did one of those crosses.
To Christopher Lund,
I should have smacked it in, to be honest.
He does that on America a lot.
Yes.
That fool knows how to, like, encuentra los lugarcitos, and he could fucking make it rain out there. Donde quiera la pone.
Yeah. And, I really like how he plays. Too bad he chose the U.S., but, I mean, hopefully he does well. Gets called up again.
For real. All right, Cesar, give me a name of somebody who stood out to you from the Mexico squad or from both. That's not Raul Jimenez.
That's not Raul Jimenez. I'm gonna say Johan Vasquez. I'm gonna say Johan Vasquez because he was very active on. He wasn't too worried about defending, and he would go out and pressure and be hungry to like pressure, which I really like as a defender, as a center back. We see him do that in Italy, and then now that he does it in Mexico, there was a play where he followed a player all the way until like almost the other corner kick to the other side. So I really like that from him, and him pairing with Cesar Montes. I feel like we got a solid center back pairing for 2026.
Yeah, ese muro está cabrón.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I mean, and they slip up a little bit, but I think overall it's a pretty solid back line. That's my prediction was that they would have a clean sheet both matches. And they got against the U.S., the harder one in my opinion. Yeah. But I definitely wanted to shout them out too. That's a good shout. On my side, I would probably call out Chino Huerta. I know he got the goal, so he got the glory, but I don't think it gets talked about enough, the intensity that fool plays with.
Yeah.
Like, está prendido at all times, and those are the ones that are supposed to be in Europe because they don't have a Liga MX intensity. They don't, unfortunately. It should be his level and up. Yeah. But that dude plays como que está enojado. Plays like como que he's got somewhere to be. Yeah. Like, he's only got 10 minutes. Yeah. But like me recuerda like a Jesus Navas from the Spanish team, like Doku, right? Like these dudes, they get the ball and they parecen niñitos, way. They gotta fucking go. And
I was gonna say like he has ADHD and has to fucking
no, for real. Jesus Navas has ADHD. That's why that fool's crazy like that. But like, I think young players that are trying to shape themselves after certain players that look up to, I would say Chino Huerta is a perfect example as a winger. Yeah, that's what you want as a winger. I always thought that even when Mexico sucked, that at least just give him the ball and he might do something.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to him. I know we don't have Quiñones here. I know we're missing a couple of wingers, but I would love to see him take that starting spot.
Yeah, it's a good shout porque he scored against New Zealand as well. Mm-hmm. Like he's been having these constant like good performances even when Mexico wasn't playing well. So now that he got this goal, it's like, like he deserves another shout out. He deserves another opportunity because he does produce, and we need that right now. If Chucky Lozano's going to come back, okay, well, you're going to have to come back and score some goals like Chino Huerta's doing.
Yeah.
Or if whoever else comes back, right, on the wingers, Uriel Antuna, you have to come back and be better than Huerta. And Huerta, I hope your ass gets to Europe soon because we need that from you as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the ones that I think is actually worth it. Yeah. So 23, 24, whatever he is. But like, whatever team that he plays against, he's at least fully developed from an attacking standpoint to be dangerous in el caracoleo and to get forward. Like a Chiquito Sanchez is a different thing. There's so much more that he technically needs to learn fundamentals of the center mid position that I think is why European teams don't want to spend it.
Yeah.
Because then I have to teach you.
Yeah.
Same as the defenders, right? They all say they have to relearn how to defend. But I think on Chino Huerta, you can cook with what he has and just teach him the delta between like what else you need. And I think he's really well prepped for Europe.
Yeah, I think a league like the Belgian league, like Anderlecht, like I see him cooking there.
Someone that has a chance at to Champions League and he can stand
even
out.
Copenhagen with Huescas.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure he can kill it there and go somewhere else after that.
For real. Is there a player that you think didn't stand out? Like that you wouldn't call back? I know they all look good, but like, is there somebody you would shout out?
I'm remembering the game right now, and somebody who didn't stand out for me was Orbelín Pineda.
Yeah, he came out as a sub, no? Did he play the whole game?
He played 69 minutes.
That's swear.
Exactly my point.
It's exactly.
Getting at that role, at that 10 role, right? What else are you going to provide? I need you to make some great passes or some good caracoleo or atacar a los defenders. Like, give me something more than just lateral passes to, I don't know, Edson Alvarez or Alvarado. Like, give me more from that position. I know it's Steve Changulo. We called him before saying, why is he there? Like, I make his life for like 26, 27. Bring somebody else, right? But he did well. Angulo did well.
Yeah, he did probably exactly what Vasco Aguirre asked of, which
Correct.
is scary because then you're like, he's going to come back. But like, he did what he needed to do. Now do that against the top European team. That's another task. Yeah. Can you do it? Who knows?
And Orbelin Pineda, I'm yet again disappointed with him.
He does that to you a lot.
Yeah.
He disappoints you a lot.
Missing Piques and shit.
Yeah, for real. I will leave El Stitch Angulo alone and not bag on him again. I would say somebody who I'm a bit disappointed on, which I thought would have given more. I'll put it on the subs entirely. And this will transition us to a question about Bertrame that I want to ask you. But Alexis Vega, I think, came in a little bit too emotional because he got booed. Mm-hmm. There's video of him on the sidelines egging people on. I don't think your head's in the game when you're in there. And you could tell when he was in there, I thought he was trying to do a little bit too much. There was one where he had a great run in, and I thought he could have smacked it. But I think he's just a little bit in his head before the match or before coming in that I just don't think it's like fully all there.
It's one of those maturity things, in my opinion. It's one of those maturity things where you tell yourself, okay, yeah, they're talking right now, the fans are, but let me show them on the field. Let me be mature enough to take all that in and use it as fuel to now show them on the field what I'm capable of.
They're Mexico fans. Yes, there's so many Chivas fans, but if you go and you give a solid shift, you're going to start winning them back, right? Yeah. And that should be your goal. And Diego Lainez, I think, came in, and I think he just came in like it almost gave the vibe like, you know, when you're playing a Malito team and then your subs come in and they're just trying to score or they're just trying to do the big shifty move just to get it like another notch on their belt that they like did something crazy. Así lo veía también. Like these subs, I didn't see them come in and have the discipline to do what El Vasco was asking. Como que they were all trying to just get the third goal in. And I was like, okay, like control the game. Show why you should be the starter. And I don't think I saw that from Diego Lainez too much, which I want him to get more minutes with the selección again. He came in for Piojo. You should be starting over Piojo. Yeah. And then Bertrame, in all honesty, when they put him in, I swear I just saw him do like
I saw him
jugar donde chingados quieras, güey. Haz pedazos ahí. And he had a couple of shots. One went out all the way to throw in. Like, no le vi mucho. Shout out to Obed Vargas, though.
Yeah.
Debut.
He looked well. I mean, he looked like he out of the rest of them looked like he knew what he was doing on the field.
That was a cap tie.
Wasn't doing too much either.
Yep. It was definitely just a cap tie.
I definitely want to see more of him.
Yeah. If he keeps growing at Seattle, if I'm like a Vasco for some of these kids, cap tie them, bring them in at 19, 20, 21 and tell them, guess what? Go to Europe. You're 19. You're not going to be that expensive. Go to Europe, and I bring you back.
Yeah,
I see. Right, yeah. I have a bunch of center mids, right? But go to Europe. Guess what? You jump up in the pecking order.
Yeah, and that's like you said, he's only 19. There was a story on the transmission. They said that when he was, I don't know, 16 or something like that, he scored against Mexico playing for the U.S. and that hurt him a lot, that he never wanted to do that again, so he made the switch to Mexico.
Damn, imagine you score and that's when you realize. You're like, no.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Damn, but now he's over here. No, but yeah, I just want to go a little bit into one of the subs, Bertrame. Highly criticized because he's an extranjero. They always get criticized when se naturalizan in Mexico. Even the best of them did. Antonio Nelson Senior got criticized like crazy, and he's probably the best one that we've ever had. I swear. Matias Bozo got hated on. Guille Franco is still the laughing stock of that World Cup that he went to. Gabriel Caballero, like, I think unless you play at another world level, you're going to get hated on for the future because you took up somebody else's spot. Yeah. Bertrame is doing the same right now. He's only been in Mexico a couple of years. Played youth level with Argentina. I think played against Mexico with Argentina. And now se naturaliza, which usually it can benefit you at the club level because there's less extranjeros. But then some of them want to play for the national team. He wants to play, so he debuts. What are your thoughts? Do you want him back? Can you see him cook with him?
I think naturalizados are a very hot topic. Like, I understand, like you just mentioned, I want them to be really good for them to deserve the spot, but at the same time, if así son las leyes, they also deserve a chance, right? And this was his chance, and I feel like he needed to show a lot more, especially against Valencia. And now the minutes that he got against the US, show me something different that we haven't seen before, that we're like, okay, maybe this guy deserves another shot. Porque like you mentioned, we have Santi Jimenez, we have Henry Martin. Now Raul Jimenez is killing it. Like, I'm going to be like, okay, well, Gerardo Berterame, I see you in Monterrey. In Monterrey, no hace nada. No hace nada. Y lo que haces is, okay, it's like Henry Martin does at America. Like, why should we take you instead of him, type of thing.
Yep.
And now that you're 4th or 5th or 6th in the list of delanteros, well, now at that point, I want somebody who's like 19 or 20 to give them a younger player the chance compared to you that are 25, 26 now.
Yeah, that's where.
So it's kind of like in that dilemma.
It is a tough dilemma. It becomes almost ethical. It becomes more like, okay, like, yes, 100% they're Mexican, right? Son mexicanos por ley. Son mexicanos por ley. And the way that I look at it, yeah, son mexicanos, so then you should have the ability to play. But then there's a piece to it from the coaching standpoint, which is like, okay, is he good enough to play? Yes, obviously most of the extranjeros are. That's why they come to be the best players on their team. They're probably one of the best players in Liga MX. They would probably be in a short list to make a national team. Now, my question that I think, I hope they do, I don't know, behind closed doors, that the coaches do, is that I think that there needs to be an aspect of like, van a sudar la camiseta? Like, are they going to care that much about Mexico, about la selección de Mexico? Or is it just like an attempt to play at a national team level to just catapult themselves to a different league or something, right? I can totally see it from a Quiñones standpoint, and that's where like, I'm not like anti extranjeros or anything in la selección, but like Quiñones at 18 moved to Mexico, got a great opportunity in Mexico, se cree mexicano, his wife I think is mexicana, his kid was born in Mexico. So like, it sounds like, I don't know, maybe there's an interview process of like, okay, like, I'm bringing you instead of somebody who's going to bleed this jersey, like, die out there for me. Will you die out there for the same cause? And if so, then I don't think there's a single barrier that should stop them. Like, if Bertram is like, you know what, the moment that I stood in Mexico, I was like, this is my home. And I want to win. I want to score a game-winning, World Cup winning goal for Mexico. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But like, if El Vasco is bringing, because he coached him for a bit at Monterrey, and I remember you said he wanted to be Mexican, and then they do it, then I'm just like, okay, like, there could have been a lot more talent in Mexico that you're developing, and maybe you're stunting the growth of Mexican footy now by being like, no, plus,
yeah,
there will always be an extranjero better.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat.
Yeah, but the more the merrier. Bring on ballers. At the end of the day, the training sessions are probably better with Bertrame there. But now other Mexican strikers got to outperform in the league too. Like you said, Henry Martin. Keep balling out.
Yeah.
On the other side of the coin, Pochettino's first loss with the U.S., like we said, very short-handed. But do you think he can honestly cook? Like, if he gets the starters, do you think they'll be better?
Can. Yeah, I think he can. I think especially with the talent he has with Pulisic, with Balogun, McKinney, like, there's plenty of talent there for him to be able to cook.
Sí le faltó mucho, neta.
Pero I did expect more out of this U.S. that we saw yesterday and that we saw Tuesday to now start maybe not doubts, but like, okay, you failed this test. Let's see what the next one's got, how you do. I still expect you to win because you should have the talent to win. But now, is this going to be a pattern, or was that just a one-off game where you were getting used to the players?
Yeah, next up they got Jamaica. Next up, Mexico's got Honduras in the, I believe it's quarterfinals or
quarterfinals. Yeah,
quarterfinals of
8 teams.
Yeah, of the Nations League, whatever the fuck that is, of the knockouts of that. I don't know.
Yeah,
the U.S. is back to back champions in that. So maybe we'll see a new champion this time. We'll see. But I doubt the U.S. Soccer Federation is even sweating it about Pochettino. They're not like, hey, do better. No, they're like, no, déjenlo, ni le hablen.
Yeah, it's still early in his tenure, so I'm sure he's going to do better. But I did expect a little bit more from this B squad.
I agree. All right, let's move it on. The rest of CONCACAF Nations League, like we were kind of previewing right now, wrapped up. Costa Rica, Suriname, Jamaica, Honduras are on. That's 4 teams. Is there 6 total?
No, there's 8 teams.
So who else is in?
Mexico.
Oh, Mexico, Canada, and Panama.
USA, Panama.
Estoy pendejito. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, Suriname is my big surprise there because they're getting the dual nationals, right? That's where Geraldo Becker plays, no?
Yeah, and the one who plays for America wants to play there too.
Oh, Javairo,
yeah. Javairo del Rosón.
Del Rosón. I don't think he's playing there yet, but I think he
wants to make the switch
from
Netherlands to Suriname.
That's baller.
That is baller.
And they're about to play in this tournament. Maybe apuren el papeleo. Hey, who I gotta pay? Who I gotta pay ahorita? Aquí tengo lanita.
Yeah, Televisa's got me right now.
Yeah, pay a baller. Damn. Imagine them in the semifinal. That'd be clutch.
Yeah. Costa Rica beat Guatemala. So shattered hearts there. Los de Alfredo Tena. But they're going to a repechaje to stay in. I don't know. They said repechaje.
I think it's a repechaje to maybe to bump up to the groups, to the higher up group, to A.
They are in A.
No, they're in B, no? No,
El
Salvador's in B.
Yeah.
El Salvador, okay, so they're in A, so they probably are just trying to stay up. But yeah, Pendejitos, they were in the running, and then they lost 3-0 against Costa Rica, goal differential.
Yep.
And then Suriname dropped 5 on Guyana.
Yeah.
So ahí se les fue la onda.
Yeah, they dropped 5. So shout out to Guyana, but Guatemala, we want to see you in the States.
That's progress, though.
That is progress.
From where they've been. Not from back in the days, but I think
Pescadito Ruiz.
Yeah, hey. But I think other footy has caught up to them in North America.
Yeah, especially the islands, the island nations.
Got some ballers.
Is good.
Yeah, like I said, El Salvador is in Group B. They move up because they got first place. They were undefeated. I think they had very few goals against, and then they got smacked by 174th ranked St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Let's go.
Desde La Cuna.
St. Vincent, cabrones.
Desde La Cuna. They have a population of 100,000.
That's wild.
Yeah. They're a big yacht and like vacation resorty type country.
It's crazy that they beat El Salvador.
That's crazy.
I saw El Salvador Twitter, a lot of American Salvadorians complaining so hard that they've fallen so bad in the past couple of years.
At least they moved up.
We'll see.
They have that gives you
imagine losing to them. Imagine if Mexico loses to like
San Marino.
See, alguien. It'd be like hell break loose.
Yeah, but I mean, at least you're up. That's the big thing. You got first place, and then the Dominican Republic moves up to A tier. They got some good players. A lot of dual nationals.
Shout out to M. Rosario.
Let's go. The boy M. Rosario in Discord. Saludos. But yeah, that's Nations League. I'm starting to pay a little bit more attention to it. I always used to throw it off as like, pinches moleros.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I think it's kind of fun that they have the smallest of islands in there, and they have a chance.
Yeah, that's why I love watching it. Especially, like you said, the little ones like Granada or like Guyana or like, all of these.
I mean, Suriname is a pretty good sized country in South America, technically, right?
Yeah.
I don't get why they're in CONCACAF, but
even like Trinidad and Tobago not making it, that's surprising. That's another surprise that we have to call out.
They've also fallen off. Yeah. It's a fall off. Haiti moved up. They balled out in I think C. They like undefeated, like 0 goals against. I think like they're balling.
Who's that club team that beat Austin from Haiti?
Oh, los estos Faravelli. No, ¿cómo se llaman? I was going to say para Faravelli.
Real B, no?
Yeah, it wasn't Real Esteli, huh?
No, that's from like Honduras or like, that's Costa Rica, no?
Yeah. I don't know, but shout out to them wherever they are, whatever they're doing in life.
Can beat Austin again.
Que les vaya bien. That ruined it for Austin. They haven't been the same since.
Yeah.
No, neta.
That was the early days when their downfall started.
For real. All right, let's go to the Euros super quick. Probably what's being called the best match of this Nations League de Europa. Poland versus Croatia. 3-3. Croatia was up 3-1. It looked like they had it, papita. And Poland came back and tied it. And then le metieron una patadota a Lewandowski. Mm-hmm. The Croatian keeper got a red card.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm seeing all the arguments on Twitter where they said chon clavadote.
Lewa?
Yeah. It looked like he got like stepped on gnarly, but I don't know.
It was 3-2, no?
El Sabra? Yeah, it was 3-2. Yeah. No. They tied 3-3. At the end, they got a goal to tie.
Because I saw a meme where it said Scotland, Portugal, and then it has a picture of like the tactics and stuff. And then you saw Poland against Croatia. Y son todos dando madrazos.
No, they were going hard. Yeah. But the boy Szymanski, the Chiquito's old teammate at Feyenoord, balled out for Poland. She's the one that put the team on the back. Belgium, they lost to France at home in probably one of the heavier weight battles. There were two. It was a story of two penales in the first half. Yuri Tielemans goes up and he skies his, and then Kolo Muani gets one and he bangs it home, and then they win. Así.
Papita.
Goles que no metes. No manches. Did you see the foul on Openda though, for the Tielemans?
No.
Saliva, no hombre, vámonos, cabrón. Te va a llevar. He received it in the box and did like a cutback, and Saliva was just going, and he's like, pues ni modo, te llevo.
Stop. No handbrake here.
No, and he just like kind of slipped at him and just like, vámonos. A la casa te llevo.
There's just like so many soccer games, bro. Like you kind of have to watch the highlights at one point.
Yeah. For real. And your boy Mbappe saying, no.
My boy, this.
No, oh, you hate him, huh?
No,
he said, hey, I don't want to come through. Easy games? Nope. This is not an easy game. Belgium's not an easy game, and he didn't come through this window, but apparently he wants to take time off when they're easy games, easy windows, so he can focus on winning Balón de Oros.
Is that what he's saying?
That's what I swear I heard. Somebody correct us if we're wrong, but I swear he said...
Imagine Messi saying this.
That's what people were saying. They were like, yo, Messi flew 12 hours home, played at 10,000 feet of elevation against Bolivia, balled out, and then would fly back and score 17 goals against Rayo Vallecano the next freaking Saturday. What do you mean? Yeah. Game's gone soft.
Yeah, Mbappe needs to chill out. Y que se vaya a jugar.
Yeah, Mbappe was one of the players que a mí me daba like more old school vibes that like no matter what, I'm there. Like, the fool that you hit up 10 minutes before the match starts, and he's like, "Ahí te voy," right? Yeah. But he's giving games gone soft vibes. But some reports are even saying that he's not as focused anymore on footy, and that he's even started drinking.
Wow. Is it because, what do you think?
It's changed him.
He's just Real Madrid. The highest of the highest.
Vinny.
Why Vinny?
I'm just kidding. I don't know if he drinks. But everyone says he's a bad guy, right? Like everyone always le dan de villain. It gives kind of the Goal vibes. The movie
Dude,
Goal.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That they're all like... lo echan a perder, and then he's all of a sudden allá entre metidas en un cuartito.
Sí, güey. En las discotecas y tomando. Damn.
That's what Real Madrid does to you, apparently.
Sí, puro Barcelona aquí, cabrones.
Your Spain, speaking of your Barcelona, they won, 3-0 against Serbia. Fácil. Lamine Yamal gets injured, but then they still turn it on no matter what.
Yeah, they got plenty of players.
Spain is strong right now.
Stacked.
De repente, those fools are working in silence to produce great players, to make their good players great. Freaking, they're two pivots, the Real Sociedad, and they're ballers. I mean, now Merino's at Arsenal.
Yeah. But
him and ¿cómo se llama el otro güey? Zubimendi.
Yeah.
And then Oyarzábal.
Olmo también ahí está in the mixture. Yeah, I think whatever team, Real Sociedad, Barcelona with La Masia, Real Madrid, Carvajal, there's a lot of talent.
But those guys are there. What I'm giving the shout at is even the smaller team ones.
Por eso.
Because like even Villarreal has got the dude Baena or whatever the fool's name is that scored the free kick. Like 23-year-old from Villarreal.
Right, and then you saw los Athletic Bilbao. They got one of the brothers there too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty. Like you take a look at all the big teams. They all produce great players. Like no hay ni a quien irle. Everybody does.
Mm-hmm. For real, traen pa escoger right now. I would give a shout to Merino. Aguas cabrones, que he's balling out with Spain, and he hasn't even started coming in yet with Arsenal.
Mikel Merino.
Yeah, Ana, espérense, que ahí les va. Tomas parte, this is a direct message to you. Agarra ese lugar porque ya te lo van a quitar. He's about to warm up that bench real hard.
28 years old from Pamplona.
Yeah, he's a little bit not past his prime, but he's in his prime, physical prime.
And
but
he's from Osasuna.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's from Osasuna.
A huevo.
He was at Newcastle too. No manches.
Damn, look at the dejaron ir. No manches. Your boy Luis de la Fuente saying it's not his responsibility to look after the players' fitness levels during his international windows.
Yep. That's what he said after they were criticizing him for not looking over Lamine Yamal. He's like 16, 17.
Any of the kid.
Yeah, I mean, those words are kind of harsh in my opinion. Like, you have to look out for the player's health overall. I feel like Barcelona isn't lacking any talent to where they'll be fine if he comes out or he doesn't play for a half. You know, me lo cuidan a ese especialmente because he's 17. He's the future of Spain.
Yeah, I bet you.
Future of Barcelona.
Laporta's pissed.
Yeah. Everybody's pissed. Even
Hansi Flick is sweating.
Hansi Flick, yeah.
Whoever's his backup is nervous that he's got to go in now and perform at the level.
No. La Masia kids ain't nervous, bro. La Masia kids come in and they ball out.
Damn. Who's his backup? Marc Casado or what?
I don't even know, to be honest.
I don't know. They never play. So. But I mean, these are all repercussions of how many games we're getting. We love watching footy, but no manches with the games, dude. I mean, we lost Rodri, now this, and like,
Rodri was a big miss.
Every week we're losing players to overworking injuries. This was a hamstring, right? A ver si no le sigue por mucho tiempo, you know, and you come back and you don't rest it. All right, let's move on to la Conmebol, donde se agarran a madrazos every game, no?
Oh, yeah.
You're either at 10,000 feet of elevation or you're fighting it out and just...
Duking it out, literally.
Duking it out, literally, on the field. But I want to open it up with what I think is a huge surprise. Uruguay, 4 games without a win.
3 ties, 1 loss.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Did you see the whole rumors about why they're throwing shade at Marcelo Bielsa?
No, what's up?
So the rumor is that La Federación Uruguaya paid Luis Suarez, or they had some sort of deal where Luis Suarez would come out and throw shade at Marcelo Bielsa because they want Marcelo Bielsa to freely leave Uruguay because they can't pay his salary.
Oh, my God. Oh, like, so they can't afford him anymore.
No.
They also can't afford to fire him because then you have to pay him. They want him to leave himself and to do it very quickly because también se nos va a acabar el dinero, güey.
Sí.
How do they not have any money?
That's the rumor that I see.
I keep seeing TikToks about how Uruguay is an abundant country and it's so amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were similar to Argentina.
That's what I thought too. And then I keep seeing all this craziness and that Montevideo's a hidden gem that you can move to or something. I don't know. But that's kind of crazy. Pero sí se acabó la magia.
Yeah, with 3 ties.
Bielsa ball. That Colombia match did them dirty. In all honesty, de ahí se le fue el barco.
When did they play? Was that the second game or the first game?
The semifinal that they lost, I think, is de la Copa America. I think de ahí when they started getting mixed with the fans, Darwin Núñez jumped up.
Oh, shit, for real.
I
forgot about that.
De ahí se les fue la onda. I thought they were going to win it all, remember?
Yeah, I thought they would have been stronger than this.
But yeah, a tie versus Ecuador. And it's not looking good for them when they had the chance this window to jump all the way up to first because Argentina lost the first match. Bolivia back to reality after they won 3 matches in a row. They get smacked 6-0 by Argentina.
Yeah, Messi spearheading that.
He had a perfect rating on, I think, SofaScore, which I don't think ever happens. He got a 9.9 on a FootMob, which I've only seen with Cole Palmer when he had those 4 goals. It's crazy. 112 goals now for Messi, I believe. Messi fans will correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it's around there. And then Cristiano has 133, I think. So he still got some way to go. It doesn't look like he's slowing down with 3 against Bolivia.
Yo, his skill is still crazy. Like,
and especially if he gets free cookies like the one he did, where he was like right outside of the 18-yard box, walked it in, scored like nothing.
Como si nada. But even in open field, like, it's crazy. His game is built to last a long time because he just needs to be close to a general area that he can become dangerous, and that footwork. It's going to take a while for it to slow down so much that people will actually be able to take the ball away. Mm-hmm. He's still able to just do that.
And it stays true because if you ever play Sunday League or just soccer in general with older heads, some older heads are just completely different in the terms of like footwork.
It's hard to take that ball away.
Yeah, once they're good, eso se te queda por siempre. You may get slower on running 10, 15 yards, but that footwork in short spaces, they got you.
Yeah, that's why I think he's still got like 5 years in him, honestly, like at an MLS level. Yeah. Like, and he probably has to by some contract. Like, you know what, you're going to be here till you're fucking 45. And we're going to, en silla de rueda, te vamos a sacar hoy a jugar. Yeah. All right. So at this point, we're at the halfway point in CONMEBOL. In for the World Cup right now, Argentina, Colombia, Uruguay, Brazil, Ecuador, Paraguay snuck in.
Wow.
4 matches without a loss, 2 wins, 2 draws. And then Bolivia, who had their 15 minutes of fame in the World Cup qualifying places, is now in the qualifier in the clasificación match. Venezuela got knocked out. They haven't won the last 5 matches after they started off so nicely.
Yeah, against Brazil.
They did get a draw against Argentina, no? This past match?
Yes, 1-1.
Yeah, so, I mean, that would be good. And then Peru and Chile, who are just disappointing right now at the very bottom.
Peru got their first win over the transfer window, or the international break.
Against Uruguay, no? Yeah, I mean, we wanted to get more interesting. Sad that Chile is not doing so hot. It must be all those America players there.
Ricardo Gareca, bro.
You think
someone that has them? Yeah,
that's true.
He's been having dressing issues.
Dressing? No se puede vestir?
No.
Dressing room.
Dressing room issues. But yeah, Paraguay, I feel like it's a surprising one. They're sneaking in there. They're doing well. 1-2, tied 2 out of the last 4. So cuidado con Almirón.
No, that fool doesn't even fucking play anymore, I bet you. No, hombre. Cuidado con Almirón. The last thing I want to bring us home with, in the top news, Thomas Tuchel just recently got announced that he reached an agreement with the England and the FA in England to become their new head coach.
Let's go.
Will he cook?
He'll definitely cook.
You think so?
I think so.
He's attacking minded.
Yes. And that's what England needs, because after Southgate ball, like, no mames, like, you had so many attacking minded players. He didn't put them to use.
The final question of the interview when they talked to him should have been like, "Will you please start Cole Palmer?"
For real.
And then he was like, "I mean, Phil Foden, Saka, Palmer, Grealish, I'll make it work."
Yeah.
Va a estar cabrón, but I mean, they have the pieces.
Yeah.
Just make it happen.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be enough to bring it home, but I feel like this will help out the English team and being more hopeful going forward.
Interesting, because I would have thought the roles would have been reversed, and that the U.S. should have done it in reverse. I had called that before, that I would have loved Thomas Tuchel as the U.S.'s coach. Coached so many of them at Dortmund,
only Gio Reyna and Pulisic.
Yeah, I mean, ¿quién más? Like, that's Dortmund is just has a big influence in the U.S., right? Footy wise, youth wise. So like, I would have thought he would have loved to have come over here. But Poch is a great pickup. But I would have thought Poch would have been the English one, because he's been there for so long now. He speaks amazing English. But the other way, will we ever know what the other side of the coin would have been?
I don't think we ever will.
We will never know. All right, games to watch. We get club footy back. Let's go.
We got Newcastle against Brighton over the weekend. Can Newcastle get back to winning ways after a very disappointing draw versus Everton? And they're going up against a very motivated Brighton. So we'll see if Newcastle can get back into the top 5.
Let's go. In La Bundesliga, I got Bayern versus Stuttgart. Bayern is trying to take control of the top of the league again. Can Stuttgart stop them in their tracks? They're not in top 4 right now. They got to make up some points, so it makes for a good match.
Let's go. We got in the French Ligue 1, we got Monaco against Lille. Monaco is in first place. They got Lille in 5th. So they got Lille in 5th. PSG's in 2nd. So breathing right down Monaco's neck. Monaco need to get a win here so they can keep that first place going.
All right. I got in La Liga de Mexico, El Clásico Regio is this weekend. We got Monterrey versus Tigres, 2nd versus 4th place. So it's going to be a great battle in Monterrey. It's always a good one when these two meet.
And in the NWSL, we got Bay FC against North Carolina Courage. Bay FC need to win this game if they want to get playoffs. Go out there and support them if you're in the Bay Area, and it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, in La Liga, I got 2 struggling clubs that we want to see do better. Girona versus Real Sociedad. They're both mid-table. We got to get them up so that they can get towards Champions League level. Let's go, folks. Well, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like we said, share us with a friend if you haven't already so that we can get that follower count up. We have some exciting news for you guys coming very soon. We're starting to cook up.
Let's go.
We're starting to cook a little bit. Está hirviendo el agua.
Ya la prendimos.
Ya le prendimos.
A toda yema,
We're making some magic. We'll be coming to you guys for a bit of some feedback so that hopefully we can take you guys into account for some stuff that we're working on.
Yeah, and then some local stuff if you're from the Bay Area, and the South Bay as well. We're going to be looking into going and watching the Clásico, the Real Madrid against Barcelona.
Yeah. True.
Later this month. I think it's the 26th of October or something like that. So stay tuned to our socials and also join our Discord if you want to come out to that and any other events that we have coming up. Again, we're cooking something, both events and some other things, so stay tuned, guys.
Yep, we're trying to finish the year strong, start off the year strong, so you'll definitely be hearing a lot of us, but we'll talk soon.
Peace, guys.
Peace.